All right, hey everyone. Today's February 16th, 2023. I'm Chris Lucas. This is my show, The Protestant View. I'm also on Odyssey and Rumble. Odyssey, I'm on as Fishing for Truth, and Rumble, it's The Protestant View, all one word. I'm going to try to see if I can get a guest to come on today, or a couple of guests. Because there's this one guy who's a former train conductor, and I saw that he commented just now. So it's like I'd like to see if he would come on to the show. So hopefully this show's playing on Rumble. Gotta go check it. Okay, I just want to make sure it was actually playing on Rumble. But anyway, so I guess I'll just go ahead and get to some of the clips I was wanting to play. But hey, Narrow Way, if you can come on, I'd be glad to have you on the show. I don't know if you know how to operate StreamYard. You just click the link. You don't have to turn your camera on. You can leave that option off. But I know you were talking about the train derailment. I thought that was a really interesting comment you left on that one person's video. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and put some of the stuff I was coming across up on the screen. Some people may know about this, some people may not. But I thought this was pretty interesting what I found on Rumble by Uncensored Storm. That's who I saw posted this one.
Camera phone to access it.
Let me go back.
A small town to make a big impact.
Yeah, East Palestine's excited to make an important medical device available to all 4,700 residents. I told you about it in October, and Sunday there's a special meeting to share more or start signing up. The My ID program is ready to roll out in East Palestine. It's a medical information system which helps first responders provide care.
And it gives us that rapid information that we may need should somebody be unresponsive or having some kind of medical emergency.
My ID provides wearable devices or key fobs which have QR codes. Emergency responders use a camera phone to access important medical information. It shows them the underlying medical conditions you've supplied about allergies, medications, even emergency contacts. That information could impact treatment decisions if a person can't say it. All of the information is HIPAA compliant. My ID is available in East Palestine and Unity Township. The fire department will demonstrate it to other departments which provide backup. My ID can be used anywhere. Sunday, residents can learn more during a special meeting at the East Palestine Community Center.
We want to bring people in to get signed up to pick their device that they want, and just so we can see who all is interested in it.
People who are ready can sign up and pick their device. It's free. The village has $5,000 in donations to cover the first phase of 250 devices.
Anybody that's skeptical, please come on down, sit down, and talk to us. We'll be happy to show you everything that goes on with it. We'll be happy to show you how secure it is.
Now, people who sign up Sunday could get their devices within a couple weeks, and that's when My ID will go live. Any phone camera can open it.
Why did Only in Ohio become a meme? If you ever
All right, hey people, today is February 14th. Sorry, I had problems clearing something off the stream. Anyway, there's this other video I thought was interesting. It's from this guy who did this meme, and this is about 2.5 months old, maybe 3 months old. And what's interesting is this is before this whole train derailment, and he's just talking about, he does this quick video about the how did this only in Ohio meme, where did it come from? And you can see right in back of him, he's got a Palestine flag, you know, like that from like East Palestine. It's the same exact color, you know. If you type it in, I'll just show people just so they can see this. It's like the same color scheme, right? Same exact colors. So it's just interesting that, you know, here he is talking about this only in Ohio, and this train derailment happens and at the same
Ever
time.
scroll through TikTok comments, you probably saw a bunch of people say this before. But where did this joke on the Buckeye State come from? According to Know Your Meme, the TikTok Ohio trend stems from the famous Ohio vs. the World meme that originated in 2016 on Tumblr. A user who went by the name of Screenshot of Despair posted a photo that showed the words "Ohio will be eliminated." The screenshot then circulated to other social media platforms and it soon became a meme. And it made its return recently in 2022 when people would post things with captions that read "only in Ohio" and then go on to show different things that may not be normally seen by people. After all, influencers like Speed, Kid Cudi, and LeBron James being from there says all you need to know. But if you're not from Ohio either, subscribe. Why did only in Ohio become a meme? If you ever scroll through TikTok.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting that that this guy posts this video, and in this video, it's got Ohio will be eliminated. Here, I'll just kind of mute this and play back through it. But you know, it's just and I know this whole thing about Ohio is, will be eliminated might be like some kind of football. Maybe it's like two football teams, Michigan and Ohio football, and maybe that's what they mean by it. But still, it's kind of odd. Ohio will be eliminated, and then you got this East Palestine flag, you know, right in your background as you're doing this video about Ohio. And the thing that brought this up to me was, oh, if I can find, yeah. So, one of my, well, both of my kids, they're only about like 6 and 9 years old. A few months ago, they just maybe 2 months ago, they got real obsessed with Ohio, and they were like, "Ohio's cursed, and anything from Ohio's cursed." And I was like, why are you kids saying this? Especially once I saw this train derail, right? So I'm like, why are you talking about all this? And I guess you know, like these like memes from Ohio started trending, like this one right here, you know, like Peppa Pig. This is like right before, you know, it all happens, you know, it's talking about Peppa Pig's Ohio moments. And what else? There was something else here. Oh yeah, like you'll have like these people making videos. I actually went to Ohio Warning, you know, they make it for these kids, you know, and but it's just like really weird that all this stuff was popping up, and then all of a sudden you got this train derailment that happens. Not to mention that one movie that came out, like White Noise, where everyone's talking about, and that it's kind of, this whole thing's got a lot of weird tie-ins also. Just because I was like looking up who did this movie. And well, actually, a couple of weird things. I ought to play this real quick so people know what I'm talking about.
Dad, wake up, we have to leave. 5 more minutes. No more minutes.
Okay, roll film.
Would you like that a protein?
That stuff causes cancer in laboratory animals, in case you didn't know.
Either I chew gum or I smoke.
What are these children, yours?
That's mine from wives 1 and 3. There's Babette's from husband 2. Wilder is ours. We're each other's fourth.
Life is good, Jack. I hope it lasts forever.
Let's watch a sitcom or something.
No! They're calling it the airborne toxic event.
It won't come this way.
Will we have to leave our home?
Of course not.
How do you know?
I just know.
Okay, what if it's dangerous?
Evacuate all places of residence.
We have a situation. All we have to do is stay out of the way.
They're passing us, Dad.
Technically, that's illegal.
Do sheep have lashes?
Ask your father.
We're going sideways.
Dad, do sheep have lashes?
Doesn't anyone want to pay attention to what's actually happening?
I wish there was something I could do. I wish I could outthink the problem.
There are two kinds of people in the world: killers and dyers. Most of us are dyers.
Right now we're safe. As long as the children are here, they need us.
Of some persistent sense of large-scale ruin, we keep inventing hope.
Now, this movie came out maybe about 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago on Netflix, called White Noise, and you see that they had this train derailment. I know a lot of people are talking about, this, and some people might think I'm just kind of rehashing a bunch of things some people said, but this is new to some people. But the thing I thought was interesting was right at the beginning of this. Let's see here. Well, yeah, it's like right here. I'll just play it and.
Would you like that a protein?
That stuff causes cancer in laboratory animals, in case you didn't know.
Either I chew gum or I smoke.
See, I always wonder if there's, because it is pretty weird that this movie was filmed in East Palestine, right where this whole accident happened 4 months later. And right at the beginning, I just wonder, is this something cryptic? It's just when I'm like rewatching this part, she goes, that stuff causes cancer in laboratory animals.
Causes cancer in laboratory animals, in case you didn't know.
Either I chew gum or I smoke.
And then, just the fact that she goes, either I chew gum or I smoke. Well, we got all the smoke that came up from these rail cars, right? And it's like right before that girl goes, don't you know that stuff causes cancer in laboratory animals? I always wonder if there's like a bunch of subtle hints. And the movie's got like this real weird dialogue. I watched it out of curiosity, and the dialogue's really weird. It's kind of hard to follow. It's I don't know. I don't even know what to think of it. It's because I've never seen a movie with it's like the characters just start talking about one thing, and then you'll hear like this other conversation going on, and then all of a sudden that conversation becomes louder, and then it switches to another conversation. And it's like they do things like that in that movie, and this like weird thought pattern is like going on, which I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I just think it's kind of weird. In the same movie, it's talking about a train derailment, and I just wonder if it's got a bunch of things like that called in, hashed into the movie. And so I don't know. I just kind of want to point that out. And then it's just like when I'm looking up this author, I know this the guy who wrote this book. Well, the guy who made the movie, I know some people get frustrated with me, who deny that the Jesuits run the world, But there's definitely a Jesuit connection to this whole movie. I looked at the well, I know the guy who directed it's Jewish, and that's the first thing people will point out, and they'll freak out about it. But I don't think he's like really like a practicing Jew of any sort. So I'm always skeptical if you should even call those people Jews. They don't even practice their own religion. And even the Bible seems to like speak against that. You know, those that call them, you know, I mean, it's like how can like the Bible seems to say don't make a big fuss out of genealogies. Well, if you're talking about people being Jews or not, aren't you making a big fuss? Oh, okay, so this guy, yeah, hold on, I want to read his comments. So he's saying that, yeah, he said he was once a railroad conductor for a Class 1 railroad. Oh, let me go ahead and bring up this video since he's commenting. I guess he can't come on the show, but, so I'm trying to figure out how I get to her page. Let me see here. No, she's like right down this side spot somewhere. And I'll find her. And sorry for a little not having this completely set up perfectly. But I believe it's this video right here. Or maybe not. Maybe oh yeah, it was this part. So the guy in my chat over on Rumble, he's saying that this derailment right here, where you're seeing all this smoke and everything happen, let's see here. He says that was not okay, so he says the train derailment since with all the hazardous materials and one hazmat and AC spilling acid. The movie was shot in Salem, Ohio. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So the movie I was talking about was shot in Salem, Ohio, 20 miles southeast of town, where the first hot box picked up the problem. Oh, that's interesting. And he says the train wreck was filmed in Salem, not East Palestine. Okay, so it was so the movie was shot in Salem. I guess that's where they had the train wreck. So he says, watch the train car, it's bouncing. That's indicative of a derailed car. But you were saying that you don't think this is the same derailed car, right? Well, I mean, the same derailed train that showed up because you said it couldn't show up it couldn't do this for. So right there, you see the bouncing because it's bouncing over the tracks because it's derailed, rubbing up against the railing. The wheels are. So yeah, I mean that was a good point. I never even noticed that until you brought that up in that comment. But you're saying that you don't think it could make it 20 miles, right? Okay, so he says that's not the same train. The car, I don't know, understand what you mean by the car in the movie is not in the drone shots of the derailed cars. Okay, but weren't you saying that this train that got derailed right here in this video, like, weren't you saying that something about how you don't think that's the same train that made it all the way from Salem, where this, I think that's where this was supposed to be shot at, in this video? Okay, so the car in the lady's movie is not the same pictures of the drone overhead. Okay, so he is saying it's two different trains. Okay. And he doesn't think this is the same train. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think I got your comment like on my phone somewhere where I did take a screenshot of it. Yeah, you said these people are lying to you. At one point in my life, I used to be a railroad conductor for a Class 1 freight train, and upon watching the video, there's no way that is the same train. When you see a car bobbing up and down on the tracks like that, means the car's derailed and the wheels are hopping over the ties. There's absolutely no way a train could travel at speed 20 plus miles per hour to the point that it derailed. The sparks you are seeing are from a truck rubbing on the car and also the wheels hitting alongside the rails. This at minimum. Sorry, but this isn't the train that derailed, and they are playing on people's ignorance of railroad operations. Okay. So that's what he's saying. Okay, so I was kind of getting confused. And when he was saying movie, he's meaning like this video right here. So maybe not that movie I was playing. So okay, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I was hoping, maybe to have you on sometime and see about having you talk about this whole thing, and maybe we could bring up other train derailments and compare that, because I have not heard that theory yet, that's not the same train. I thought that was pretty interesting what you brought up. Because that's definitely a new theory that no one's talking about. I'm not saying it's, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's an interesting theory to explore. But I also found this as I was getting ready to do this video. And this article just came out today, this morning, February 16th, 2023. It says toxic train broke down 2 days before Ohio derailment, had too much weight, workers. So it says the Norfolk Southern freight train transporting toxic chemicals when it derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, earlier this month had already broken down once on its route, as workers expressed concerns about the train's size. The train broke down at least once between when it departed from Madison, Illinois on February 1st and when it derailed on February 3rd, employees familiar with the matter told CBS News. Employees say the train's massive length and weight likely contributed to its initial breakdown and derailment. The train totaled 151 cars, equaling about 9,300 feet in length, weighed 18,000 tons, which is much larger than employees said was safe. We shouldn't be running trains that are 150 car lengths long, one employee told CBS, adding that they felt there should be limits on the weight and length of the trains. So altogether, 18 times. I'm trying to think about how much 18 times 2,000 is, because I was hearing reports that curious about what this 18 2,000 was wondering what the total weight of it was. Wow, that's crazy. Like, really? Hold on. 18 tons. That just looks insane to me. 36 million pounds? Is that correct? That's insane. Can a train really pull that much weight? I mean, that's mind-blowing to me, if that's true. Okay, so he's saying it's not that the train broke down, it's that the train's motive power did not have enough power to pull the train and would stall, requiring workers to push-pull. And he's saying that really is 36 million pounds. Wow, that's just... it's insane because I know semi trucks, like the maximum most of them pull is about 80,000. So it's just that's just a mind blowing number to me. He says this is why you are seeing the DP remote control engines in the middle of the trains now. They need extra power to move the train. The derailed train did not have these. Now, is that what you now does that contribute to the derailing to not have enough power? But oh, that's pretty interesting. Because I was like thinking when someone said, "Oh, 1,000,000 pounds of this chemical spilled out, or 1,000,000 pounds of chemicals altogether," I thought that was insane. Because I'm like, is the train really even pulling 1,000,000 pounds? So, and then Narrowway says, no, it does not contribute to the case. So lacking power doesn't cause derailments. Okay, I didn't think so, but I just thought I'd ask. He says each tank car can hold 65,000 pounds of material today. Man, that's amazing. So each one of those tank cars haul as much as a semi hauls. A little bit more, actually. About 20,000 pounds more. Because I think like a semi, when you take the semi and the trailer together, I think that's like 29,000 pounds, something like that, 30,000 pounds, and then another 40 to 48,000 pounds for the cargo. So it's just crazy that like each car on a train on a train is pulling that much weight, 65,000 pounds, or it can pull that much weight. So let's see, what else did I want to get to? Well, in case no one knows about this, I'll go ahead and play this short clip. There was another train derailed in Detroit today, in Michigan. And I think it only has one carload of or one tanker of chemicals. So it's not quite as bad as what happened in Ohio. I don't know if they're gonna set it on fire. I hope not. Because I do live downstream, windstream from that, so, and water stream from it. Ohio, I'm lucky that being in Indiana, it's kind of going around our border, and it's not really going into the state. But I mean, southern Indiana, they might be messed up because of how that carries the water. So, oh, and just to let people know, I did put a playlist to videos exposing the papacy, because the other night when I did a video, there seemed to be some people that just had no idea how much the Pope is really behind a lot of things. And I mean, this whole playlist, it's everything from the JFK cover up and what the Jesuits and the Vatican's played a part. The Jesuits and the Vatican played a part in, because a lot of people don't know that that they're the ones who actually hid the Zapruder film for 10 years. And Judge Haggerty was helped cover up that case. And then you got General C. Herbert Holdridge, who wrote a letter to Dwight Eisenhower asking him to investigate the Jesuits back in January of 1959. So I just got a lot of different things regarding the Jesuits, how the Jesuits basically run Pfizer and Moderna, and some people go, oh no, it's a Jew running Moderna, but you can play some of these videos and see that this so-called Jew, which I still wonder if any of these people are actually Jews, because because I don't even know if you can do a DNA test. I could have swore I heard some kind of rabbi or something saying that they don't, like, you can't even do DNA tests to figure it out. But anyway, the Vatican gave Jesuit-trained CEO Stefan Bankel the Pontifical Hero Award. God, Chelsea Clinton, who was like trying to go against, who was pushing against censorship for anti-vaxxers on social media. You got Melinda Gates that says her mom's great uncle was a Jesuit priest, and she's sitting there in this 53-second clip just going on and on about her Catholic upbringing. And then you got Bill Gates, you know, he sends his kids to Catholic school. You know, Tony Fauci, yeah, went to Jesuit high school. And was congratulating all of us, the alumni there. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like when I saw earlier today, because I did want to address this, it's like you never hear about a lot of the things the Catholic Church has done in our Catholic Church media. And I mean, the Catholics dominate the media. So you'll never hear about all these things with Georgetown, Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I wanted to get into, too. Was this guy who wrote this book, this Ron DeLillo. Pretty sure he's from Fordham, just like just like Donald Trump, President Trump. It was one of these guys, man. I was looking it up. I'm pretty sure one of them went to Fordham. Oh, oops, wrong guy, not him. Could swear I typed in Delio. Oh, here I grabbed the wrong image. Yeah, Ron Delio, that guy who wrote the book that movie White Noise is based off of. Oh, right here we see that he went to Fordham University, a Jesuit university. Which is just like, you know, where Donald Trump went. See, Catholic Jesuit right here. So, and then we remember that, you know, and what was that thing called? Oh, the oldest Catholic journal in America. It's oldest Catholic journal in America. Oh, Commonwealth, that's it. Commonwealth, the takeover of America is almost complete. The Commonwealth wrote this article back in 2012, and this is America's oldest Catholic journal, saying the Catholic takeover of America is almost complete. And that's when, you know, Obama was putting all these Supreme Court appointments on, and then you know, Donald Trump does nothing but put these Catholics on the Supreme Court. All three of his appointments were Catholic, including Gorsuch. He sends his kids to Catholic school. He goes to Episcopalian at church, and Episcopalians will say they're Protestant yet Catholic. But the only thing they think they're Protestant about is that they don't agree with the Catholic Church. They believe in having openly homosexual people run their church. You know, it's like instead of the Catholic Church, which is, you know, like, hey, just keep it quiet while we rape these kids. You know, they're much more open about it. And so I'm gonna end my stream on YouTube to try not to get banned. So that's it. That's all you get for YouTube. Bye, YouTube.